Hey teachers, it's Naomi from Marvelous Miss Meredith. Today I'm going to be sharing with you in this Appy Half Hour 5 of my favorite free reading sources that are digital that you definitely need in your classroom today. I'm not being sponsored by these resources, but these are resources that I've used in my classroom that I believe in, and you'll be totally missing out if you haven't even tried them yet. So stay tuned, grab your note sheet. If you don't have your note sheet yet, pause this video, click the link below in the description, and I have a free downloadable that you can print and follow along while we join in this Appy Half Hour. Stay tuned. Hey there. So we are back, and I'm going to be talking to you about those 5 amazing reading resources that you definitely need to try today. I will be popping in and out of this presentation to show you from the teacher view what these websites look like. It's not going to be an in-depth review of every single website, but it's just a good brief introduction so you can kind of see what it is, and so you can do that exploring. Just like with every tech tool, it's so fun to explore all the options, and once you get accustomed to all these different sites, you see similarities and differences. So why I picked these resources is that all 5 of them are really high quality, which is amazing because they are free, and it feels so good that these websites and these people believe in what teachers are doing, and they really want to help kids gain access to high quality stuff. All these resources that I'm talking to you about is you will be sharing with your students digitally. You do have the option to print, but sometimes that's not always the quickest way, and students are learning a lot of things online anyway. So yes, you can print, but all of these you can share with them digitally. Most of them also have leveled text, so I'll talk about each one and the different types of levels that they have. And some of the tools have accommodation tools embedded in the resource, or some of the sites can be used with different extensions like Read Write for Google if you're in Google Chrome. So it just depends on the site. So I'll share with you as well. And what's really amazing is that all of these resources have current and engaging topics that kids want to know about and that they're hearing about and that they're ready to learn. So no more little dusty old things that you are bored with. You don't have to be bored with what you're teaching. Be excited as the kids and find things that are relevant to them. And like I mentioned, they are free. And I'm definitely not getting paid again to talk about this, but these are things I really, really believe in and really want you to explore for yourself. So the 5 resources we're going to explore is Epic Books, Tween Tribune, ReadWorks, NewsALot, yes, it's NewsALot, like umbrella, and National Geographic Kids. Don't worry about the website's address right now. Those are listed on each slide for that place. The first one, if I could, okay, this is a side note. If I could get paid to talk about Epic Books, I would. If you just want to stop listening after Epic Books, you can, which I wouldn't suggest you, but this one, if anything, try this one first. Epic Books, getepic.com. You probably have seen it on Facebook advertised and it seems fake. It is real. It's a legit real site. It is free to use at school. The kids will have to pay to use it at home. They can use the same account that you set up for them. They can link up, and there are special things at home that they can do that are a little different at school. It knows when you're setting up as a teacher your school that you'll click on, and then it'll know your location. For a teacher, you can log into your teacher account at home when you're doing lesson planning, which is really nice of them that they actually thought of that feature. They must have teachers working for them because there are times when I've needed to look at Epic Book at home and I can't. It works on any device. So for the iPad, it's a free app, and then the website is getepic.com. The books are really, really colorful and engaging. They are real books that you will see in the library. You will see National Geographic Kids. You will see some books that you have heard about. It doesn't have everything, so I wouldn't bank on that, but just be amazed what it's offering you. Along with those offerings, there are fiction, nonfiction ebooks, so electronic books. So think about a paperback book you have in your classroom. It's just like that on the computer, just not printed out. There are audiobooks, so students can listen to the book being read to them. They can't see the words, but they can hear them. There are read to me books, so you can see the words, and the words are highlighted as they are being read. And there are also videos that are not linked to YouTube. This is a really great feature because there are many schools and districts that have YouTube blocked for students. So if there are certain videos you want them to see, now they're the ones that Get Epic chooses, then students have that option on there. Students can search for topics or you can send collections to them. I would use this in both ways. The search is really great for teaching kids how to search by keywords and not by a question. Today's world, kids can answer questions by saying, "Hey Siri," or "Hey Alexa, how many elephants can fit in a swimming pool?" That can be answered in 10 seconds. But it's also a really important skill for kids to learn how to search by keywords. So this can be done by Epic Books. You also can create and send collections to them or send collections. So it's like giving the kids a stack of books in a bucket to read. You can send collections to them as well. So I'm going to get out of this presentation for a moment and show you through my teacher view what Epic Books looks like. So you have very similar things that the kids have. You actually have more options, and they're always updating this. Here is what my class website looks like. The kids will actually have this same explore view. This is always updated all the time with relevant topics for the times right now, collections that are featured. As I use this resource more, there are books that they recommend for me to read. I don't know why they're recommending these. I haven't been reading very many joke books, so I have no idea. Maybe I'll have to check that out later. They're also starting to have some epic originals. So they're kind of going like the Netflix route and having their own original authors, which go those authors. That's great. Like I told you, see National Geographic Kids. I have this book. I have this in a paper version. So you'll see really great things, learning videos, and then collections. So this would, the first time using this, and as I would suggest for any of these sites, is I would have kids give them about the first time you use this, have them look at whatever they want. You know it's a kid-safe site, and so that way they are safe searching. This site I would use if I would have even 15 extra minutes that were awkward if my schedule was all messed up that day. I would have the kids, hey, go to getepic.com and read something that you want to read. And they were all down for this. They were so into it. So really awesome. Kids are also able to search up here. So this will pop up like popular searches. But let's say they want to learn more about lions. It'll take a moment. It's going to pop up lots of things. And this is a good skill. Are we learning about the football team Lions, or are we learning about lions in the wild? Can I read in Spanish, or can I only read in English, or can I read in both? There are some different languages that they're starting to pop up in here. So that's really helpful as well for your students who speak more than one language, which is great for them, or can read in other languages. So this is showing me all the options of books. I can see more if I just want books where I turn the page. So I'll click on one, these baby animals, because he's so cute. It's just like having a paper book. It says the age range. I tell kids to not worry too much about the age. I tell kids sometimes I read books that are a little bit easier for me so I can understand the topic. This is a really good book. If I was doing research, I would learn a lot. Oh, he's so cute. And then the little controls go away if you're not touching them. You can eventually make quizzes too if you want to do that. So click the X. There are also the videos, so kids safe videos. I would tell kids there would be most times I said no videos because they would just sit there and watch videos the whole time and kind of get off track, like how to draw a cartoon lion. Are we really doing that right now? So you might get the point. Read to me Books that are read to me will have this green sticker. So sometimes kids would say, it doesn't read to me. It doesn't read to me. I'm like, well, double check the cover. And if it has a green sticker, it will. So, because some kids really like it and they really enjoy that. So,
The Wonderful Adventures of Niels.
Some books will have music like that one. Not all of them will, but it will highlight every word as it reads it. And then you can pause it along the way. Audiobooks are the ones that has a purple sticker, so a little different. They just sit there and listen to the story. There was one time I was doing a chapter book read aloud. I can't remember what it was. I found it on here, which I almost did that for a sub plan one time, but I think my sub liked reading out loud. Collections are like the stack of books. The majority of them are created by teachers. So this is where they were doing zoo animals. So she sent this stack of book for kids to help them save time. That is really creepy. Help them save time in their research. So just a snapshot. If you have more questions, let me know about this one. But that's just a snapshot of what you would see and what kids would see. So we talked about Epic books. GetEpic.com. Okay, the next ones will go faster. That one has like a lot more details, and I'm really passionate about that resource. Tween Tribune, tweentribune.com is really great for 3rd through 12th grades. It works on any device as a website. I believe they don't have an app, but I would just use it as a bookmark app. You can have your tech teacher possibly set that up if they're the ones in charge. This one has current events in their nonfiction. They're really, really short articles, and they're organized by different lexile levels. Students can search about from a keyword, or you can send articles to them. One thing I would keep in mind, there's not a whole lot about a topic, so I actually wouldn't recommend this for research, but it's better to use as a way for a paired selection. So if you have a fiction story about snowflakes, you could read a nonfiction about snowflakes. And then this is also really good to get kids excited about a topic. For 3rd grade, I had a really, I don't know, I guess it can be boring and kind of confusing about supply and demand. Well, I found an article on here, I'm not kidding you, about butter and how there was a butter shortage in a certain country. The kids thought that was so silly and so sad, and it got us all excited about supply and demand. So an article from here was a great segue into the lesson. This is one of those sites where you would integrate extensions like Read Write for Google to support your reading. Let me show you this one from my teacher view. You would set up an account for kids and you can assign certain articles. This isn't as intuitive as I have hoped, but it has come a long way. So click the T to get to your home page to search. Kids would have this option too. It defaults to 5th through 6th, so click K through 4, has a Spanish version as well. So you'll notice that an article will have 3 to 4 levels. Sometimes it has 1 or 2. It just depends on the article. But if you click on it, and if the level is highlighted in yellow, that is the level you're reading it at. There are quick little questions that the kids can answer. There is maybe a little handful. It's more check-in questions, which is really valid that kids have that option so that they can check in on their comprehension. There is a place where they can answer this deep thinking question, and other kids who would have this account would also have their responses down here. So this is a good way to push their learning, and if you're following the SAMR model, a way to enhance that learning more globally. So this is a good option for those quick articles. The next one that we have is readworks.org. Now, if you used this years ago, like I did, this was the first online digital reading resource I used, and this has come a long way. The original one used to just be articles you could search for and then print as a PDF. And then I figured out a way like, oh, if I click print as PDF or save as PDF, then I would share that with kids on Google Classroom. Now that step you actually can eliminate because they've updated this a whole ton. And this is really great for kindergarten through 5th grade. Again, works on any device. Fiction and nonfiction short texts are available. And this website does a really great job as paired selections. They even create collections already where they have a fiction and a nonfiction about the same topic, and they pair them up together and it's the same reading level. They do that work for you. This website does a great job at that. And there are appropriate reading links where it can get done in 1 to 2 days. You can print the articles still. Save it as a PDF or share the articles with students within their platform, which I would utilize because they've made it a lot, sadly, I don't know if it's sad or good, but it really helps with state testing types of things. There are different leveled options, and again, you can practice those state testing skills, just those basic computer skills. So this is the one in my teacher view. So if I want to find content, this looks a lot like the original one, just updated. So you can search by topic. They have topics that are really popular right now. You can get more specific with your search. Not all articles have 3 levels of the same article. So one thing I would do, and that was a norm in my class, is say that my job as a teacher is to give you what you need. We're all learning about the same topic, but it might look differently for some of us. So that's something I would reiterate, and then they're not bothered that they're reading different things than somebody else. But let's say I click on Snowy Town. It's going to show you all the options it has available for that article, and then when you click assign, you can click in and out of those options. So here's everything that this article has to offer. So here's the lexile level, what kind of story, the vocab words, the standards if you need to document that information. So you can scroll down and see what the story is all about, a step read, if there's more into that reading, vocabulary, and then the question sets. So the questions that it'll ask, and if you click this option on when we click assign, you can have it read to the kids. And there also are some typed answers. I really loved having this because I noticed that kids will write more in their responses and type less. The more they get used to it, they will start typing more. I could actually, as a teacher, you can go through and see what kids type. So one thing I had is we developed a rubric together as to what a strong written response needed. And then for a week, we would analyze each other's work that had no names, and then we would sort them and try to get better in our responses. I like this article, so then I would click assign. Whatever's clicked on is what would send to kids. So this is saying that I will send them the reading passage and the comprehension questions. That's it. I can add the audio for those students that need that accommodation, and I can actually select specific kids. Just a snapshot of this site, but very useful, and again, has come a long way from what it used to be. 2 more. You guys are doing great. I know that you're writing fervently on your note sheets. NewsALot is a lot like Tween Tribune. They have a free version and a pro version. Free is still really, really great. Pro, you just get more options with the being able to send things to kids and having an account to track their progress. I would say that this works best 1st through 12th. They do advertise kindergarten, I believe, but I would think more 1st through 12th. Again, works on any device. This one, a lot like Tween Tribune, offers articles about current events and nonfiction. These are also short articles, and they're organized by reading levels and also by lexile levels. So that's, if you don't use lexile, that's when you need to get one of those reading charts. You can Google it, and you can find the correlation between the type of reading test you use and what it would be about in a lexile. Students can search about a topic, or you can send articles to them. It also is one of those sites where you would integrate extensions like the Read Write for Google for reading support. And it's also another way to support that state testing. There are questions, again, made. I would say the questions on here are a bit better than Tween Tribune. So you get that. Let's check this one out. I don't have a class assigned to this one just because I had to get a new email for my new school district. When you first sign up, you get 20 or 30 days of pro version. So that's just something to keep in mind. You'll see this will update all the time because of different events happening in the world. But look how cool is this? Like, you can quickly assign an article to your class. So, hey, we're learning about holidays around the world. Look what's happening in the world right now when they were lighting this menorah. How beautiful is that? And it tells you the text level. This is 7th grade. They do it by grades or Lexile. And there's different levels for the same article. Yeah, these are a little bit longer than Tween Tribune, so you could even combine both websites and see what do different websites say about the same topic and evaluate resources. That would be a really cool way to integrate both of those websites. Yeah, so you can, and it really guides you really well. Again, this one's also come a long way from what it used to be. Great way for nonfiction work, especially for those older grades. The kids will be very interested with these articles, and there's no advertisements. Sometimes I would want to use current events from like the local news website, and there'd be all these really inappropriate advertisements. So you don't have to worry about that with NewsALot. The next and last one, you actually don't have the option of creating an account, but I've used this one for years, and I know that this is a credible source. They are always updating their research, and that's National Geographic Kids. This website has other things to offer for you to use with kids, and I'm going to show you just part of it that I love for reading integration. This is really great for 2nd and 5th grade. If you were doing animal, insect, or habitat research, really perfect for that. They're nonfiction short texts. What I like about these texts is that each one is very similar and they kind of have the same setup. So I'll show you what I'm talking about with that. There's only one reading level, so I would use this more as a little small group, and this would be one research for that. Now you notice the website is very, very long. One way I would share this with students is go to specific animals you want them to research about, and then share the link to that animal. Maybe share the link as a hyperdoc. You have a chart. You have the 10 animals they can choose from, and then you have the link from this website on the right. Maybe you share the link with them in Google Classroom. Maybe you share the link with them through Seesaw. Maybe you share the link as a QR code. That's just because this is a long website. Those are some different options. I am happy to help you set that up, and I am creating a resource where this is already done for you. So that's really great. No login is required, like I said. All right, let's check it out. When you get there, there are these buttons, and I always click on animals. And this is exactly what kids would see. So it has, here's the different types of animals. Here's where they live. Everything is checked off. The first time you go here, let them explore for 10 minutes. They're going to want to check on the weirdest things. They're going to think, oh, that animal's so funny. I need to read about it. Let them read about it. Do that for 10 minutes. All right. So every page, they do a really good job sharing a couple pictures about the animal. It'll usually have a map up here. And then if not, it will have the map down here. It's really short. They have quick little sections, little paragraphs. It will tell you if it's endangered or not. Go through this. There's different categories of endangerment, which is really important. The kids are going to ask you, what does that mean? What is endangered? Or some are almost endangered. Like there's different categories of endangerment. So that's really important. Some will have a map right here. Some will have a map within the picture, depending on the animal. And then all the different classifications. It will then guide you to similar animals that you may be interested in. Just one little tip when you're using this with kids, I have them go back up to the top and then click animals to go back into the beginning. It's like their home base. This one is really fun. It's always updating. You can print it if you want, but the pictures are so beautiful and stunning. I wouldn't print them if you can, because then look how gorgeous, like great photography. Awesome resource for you to use. So just to reiterate, we went over those 5 different free reading resources for you to try out. Again, I'm not endorsed by them, but these are resources that I have used with kids and that I know works, and I really believe in them. and I still am using them in my STEM classroom today. So thank you so much for your time and for all the notes that you took. I know that you're really going to love all this. If you want more ideas or more ways to get help with technology and STEM in your classroom, feel free to contact me on any of my social media platforms. And I also have resources that are already done up for you to integrate into your content. Again, thank you for your time, and I hope you guys have a marvelous day.